There's a moment in every winter afternoon when the light feels like it's remembering something. The way it touches velvet, the way it settles on lace. It's almost as if Christmas itself fell in love with the quiet beauty of time. Welcome to Ethan Way, a place where stories live softly, where every room hums with warmth and memory, and where the spirit of home feels eternal. So find your calm, pour a cup of tea, and let the light guide you through this Victorian Christmas cottage, where every corner remembers love. Glass jars tied with ribbon, china plates resting on lace. All whisper stories of hands that once moved gently here. The clinking of spoons feels almost like laughter, the kind you only hear in houses that remember love. Outside, winter breathes quietly against the glass. But inside, the world glows in gold and memory. A candle flickers beside a vase of quiet blooms. Fragile, yet certain, and in that stillness, you realize Christmas isn't about what passes, but what stays softly in the heart. The morning hums quietly through the cottage, where candles flicker beside winter blooms. It feels like the world is waking slowly. A Christmas remembered, not hurried. On wooden shelves, folded linens rest, each thread keeping warmth from another year. Brass jars gleam like old stories retold in gold, and time feels softer here. The scent of scones and tea fills the room, a gentle comfort, tender and familiar. Light spills through lace curtains, touching every cup like a small blessing. And beyond the door, the pantry glows. A world of glass, grain, and patience. Here, Christmas isn't a day. It's a rhythm of love quietly remembered. The candle burns quietly beside old silver frames. Its flame steady, as if it remembers. The air carries a hint of pine and rose. And for a moment, you feel the hush of Christmas long ago. Books rest beneath garlands. Lace glows beneath the soft candlelight. It's as if time itself has decided to pause, to breathe gently among velvet and memory. Outside, the evening settles in gold. The wicker chair waits, and the flowers still hold warmth from the afternoon sun. You can almost hear laughter lingering, a quiet joy that refuses to fade. By the window, an open book rests beneath the candle's glow. Pages whisper softly, as if the words remember too. Here, surrounded by lace and gentle light, you realize home is not made of walls and windows, but of moments that choose to stay. Morning light touches pearls and lace, a quiet shimmer of what once was cherished. The air hums with something tender, a mix of candle wax, perfume, and time standing still. Outside, winter lingers beyond the lace. But here, the curtains breathe in golden light. Each petal, each reflection in the glass, feels like a love letter left open on the windowsill. In the corner, soft laughter once lived. Now only the echo remains. Woven into velvet and polished wood, the glasses still gleam, as if waiting for another story to begin. And by the window, a pot of tea steams beside sugared biscuits and holly. It's quiet, of hands that knew the rhythm of kindness. The morning breathes softly through winter air, where lace catches the light like old dreams. A teapot hums, and the scent of pine and pastry drifts across the quiet. This is how memory begins. Not loud, but warm. Inside, gold gleams against dark wood, a dance of candlelight and quiet grace. Velvet drapes whisper in soft folds, and every shimmer feels like something once promised, something that still lingers in the air. By the window, folded linens rest in a wicker basket, each thread a gentle trace of care. The mirror reflects a life of slow mornings, of hands that knew the rhythm of kindness. And in the heart of the cottage, the clock hums beneath the hush of lace. Cups of tea wait beside pillows and rose petals, as sunlight leans through the glass. Soft, eternal, like a memory that never truly left. Morning settles gently in the sunroom, where velvet cushions meet the hush of old wood. The scent of herbs and candle wax fills the air, and the world feels slower, like time itself paused to listen. An old radio hums softly beneath lace, its golden dial still carrying the warmth of yesterday. Blankets rest in quiet grace, stitched with the patience of loving hands, waiting for another winter story to begin. Outside, the air hums with soft light. Ferns shimmer in the sun, and silver catches a memory in its reflection. The garden speaks in whispers, a language of peace and green things growing. Steam curls like a dream in the quiet room. Candles glow against the lace, and water shimmers beneath the hush of winter air. It feels like the house is exhaling, resting, remembering, and loving every moment of stillness. If this gentle world speaks to your heart, I'd love for you to stay a little longer. Subscribe and be part of these quiet journeys, where we slow down, where we remember, and where beauty is always told in whispers. Thank you for sharing this space with me. Your kindness, your memories, are what keep this light glowing. Afternoon light falls through lace curtains, where garlands sway and candles hum softly. The room feels alive with gentle silence. as if time is holding its breath, remembering Christmas long ago. A silver tray, a cup of tea, and a candle that flickers like memory itself. The air is warm with stories, and the quiet feels like kindness, a soft reminder that stillness can also glow. Glass jars tied in red ribbon, china plates resting on lace. Every detail feels loved, as if someone once moved here slowly, leaving traces of care in every touch. By the window, a candle waits beside flowers. Outside, the world is cold, but here, warmth lingers. And as the light fades, memory feels like home. A candle burns low beside velvet ribbon, its light soft as a whispered prayer. This is where the heart slows down, to listen to memory breathe. Rolled quilts, dried herbs, brass jars. Everything touched by care. Everything holding warmth long after hands have gone. The air smells of rosemary and old stories. A table waits by the window, scones still warm, china cups waiting for laughter to return. Outside, the day turns golden, and the house, somehow, remembers. Glass jars line the shelves, each one a memory sealed in time. And in the quiet between candle flickers, you realize home never forgets who loves it. A single candle flickers beside framed memories. Its light steady, kind, like it knows the stories this home has kept. The air smells faintly of pine and time, and you can almost hear the sound of old laughter resting here. Golden light spills across lace and velvet, softly catching the curve of an antique bowl. There's peace in the quiet, a rhythm that feels like December remembering itself. Outside, the evening leans against the porch, where flowers bloom beneath fading light. The air feels gentle, the kind of calm that only love can leave behind. By the window, an open book and a waiting candle. The pages breathe softly. A story paused but never forgotten. And in this stillness, you understand, the truest homes live forever in the heart. A candle flickers beside a tray of pearls, and the mirror glows with quiet affection. It's as if the light itself remembers the hands that once lingered here, the laughter soft as lace. Outside, the garden blushes in pale light, while velvet curtains cradle the warmth within. Every petal, every glimmer in the glass, feels like a heartbeat, like memory turning into prayer. The scent of wood polish and rose still lingers, and two empty chairs wait in calm understanding. You can almost hear a melody, soft and slow, a waltz for those who never really left. Tea steams beside sugared biscuits and quiet joy. The morning hums like a gentle promise. That beauty, once created, never fades. It just finds another form to stay. The morning air is cool and kind, wrapping softly around lace and steam. A teapot whispers, and the world outside feels far away, as if winter itself remembered warmth. Inside, candlelight spills like honey, touching gold and deep red velvet. Every shimmer tells a quiet story. Every reflection hums a forgotten lullaby, the kind only December knows. By the window, folded blankets rest, their softness carrying years of care. The light moves gently across the wood, and you can almost feel the hush of hands that once tended this home. And here, in this peaceful room of roses and lace, time slows to listen. The clock ticks softly, as if not to disturb the memory, still breathing in the light. The day wakes softly, light drifting through lace and green leaves. A velvet bench waits by the window, and the air smells faintly of pine and candle wax. A quiet hymn to mornings that never hurry. The radio hums a forgotten song, warm and slow like memory itself. Blankets rest in patient folds, their fabric whispering of comfort, of evenings spent beneath gentle laughter. Outside, the silver teapot gleams in winter light, surrounded by ferns still brave in the chill. Every leaf holds the glow of a kind thought, and time feels tender here, like love remembered, not lost. Steam curls in the air like poetry, soft and sure, rising to meet the lace-draped light. And in that warmth, you realize, home isn't where we live. It's where we slow down enough to feel. There's a hush in this Victorian cottage, where every sparkle of light carries a story. Velvet pillows and golden candlelight wrap the room in a gentle embrace, the kind only memory can give. A book lies open, a glass of wine half finished, a candle burning steady and patient. It feels like love never left, only softened into quiet warmth. Lace runners, old jars, the scent of pine, little things that mean everything. Here, time slows down, and even sugar in a jar feels like part of a memory that refuses to fade. Outside, snow may fall. Inside, peace hums through every flicker. The room doesn't speak. It remembers. And in that remembering, you feel at home again. Candlelight leans gently over petals, turning morning into something eternal. The cottage hums with stillness, and the walls seem to remember laughter. woven threads and golden tins, each one a secret of warmth. You can almost hear the past sigh softly, as lace and linen tell their stories once more. By the window, tea steams beside freshly baked comfort. Outside, winter lingers. Inside, love stays. Every crumb, every glance of sunlight feels like a page from a well-loved memory. And in the last room, jars glisten in gentle light. It's not just food they hold, but the rhythm of care, a quiet devotion that turns a house into a heart. In the hush of the evening, a candle glows beside a vase of roses. It doesn't try to shine, it simply stays, as if keeping watch over what once was. The garland drapes low, books rest where stories sleep, and the air hums softly with the warmth of yesterday. This is where Christmas becomes memory, and memory becomes peace. On the porch, gold light lingers. The wicker chair waits in quiet patience, holding the softness of unspoken things, the kind of stillness that feels like love remembering itself. Pages lie open in the golden glow, ink fading but feeling eternal. And there, between one breath and another, you realize this is what home sounds like when time becomes gentle. The day begins with a hush, candlelight resting on old gold frames. It's not silence, but softness, the kind that speaks in light and memory. Sunlight gathers at the edge of the curtain, turning every fold into poetry. The air feels gentle, forgiving, like a breath of the past, still learning how to stay. Two chairs, side by side, once filled with laughter, now filled with peace. Every reflection on the counter feels like time folding in on itself, quietly, beautifully. A plate of cookies waits beside a silver pot, and light spills softly through winter glass. The cottage breathes like an old song, familiar, tender, and endlessly kind. A quiet morning hums through the cold air, and the teapot sighs beside the lace. It feels like the house is waking gently, stretching into the memory of love. Candlelight rests on old brass and silk. You can almost see the reflection of yesterday, dancing softly in the sheen. It's not nostalgia. It's something gentler, like the quiet between heartbeats. On the counter, folded linens wait patiently, each one whispering care and calm. Even the air feels slower here, as if it remembers every gentle motion of hands that once moved with love. By the window, time lingers, not in hours, but in feelings. A candle burns low beside rose petals, and you realize the heart doesn't forget softness. It keeps it safe, here, in the quiet light. Light falls through the window in a hush, touching velvet, glass, and the scent of time. Shelves lined with jars glow softly, like memories captured, waiting to be remembered again. The old radio hums its low tune. A candle flickers beside folded quilts. Each flame feels alive, as if the house itself remembers love and keeps it safe and light. The garden breathes softly, silver and green against the winter air. The teapot gleams with quiet reflection, and the wind carries the faintest echo of hands that once tended the leaves. And here, where steam rises and lace breathes, the room glows like a secret kept too long. Stillness holds you, gentle, unwavering, like a candle remembering why it was lit. The soft glow of Christmas lingers in this room, where lace catches the light like morning frost. Each ornament and whisper of garland tells of seasons that never truly passed. A single flame leans toward the window, reflected in glass and memory. Tea steams beside an unread book, and the air feels filled with the warmth of presence, even when no one speaks. On the wooden counter, old ribbons and glass jars sparkle softly. It's not just decoration, it's devotion, a love language written in fabric and light. The day ends in gentle gold. A candle burns beside flowers and framed memories. Here, in this Victorian Christmas cottage, you realize memory is not the past. It's the light that stays. The morning drifts in through lace and memory, resting on flowers tied with velvet and hope. Each candle flickers like a thought of someone once loved, and for a moment, the whole room breathes in peace. along the wooden shelves. Folded fabrics keep the warmth of quiet days. The scent of rosemary and dusted lace lingers, a gentle promise that beauty never truly fades. The table hums with calm delight. Teacups, soft bread, and laughter waiting to return. Sunlight dances on the glass, and the world outside feels tender, as if time itself has slowed to listen. And in the still glow of the pantry, glass jars shimmer like tiny memories of care, each one holding more than ingredients. They hold love, the kind that stays long after the season is gone. Evening light brushes gently across silver frames. A candle flickers. Soft, steady, familiar. The house seems to breathe again, as though it remembers love by heart. Golden edges catch the glow. Lace and ribbon gather like quiet poetry. You can almost feel the peace in the air, the kind that only comes when the world outside slows to listen. Outside, the warmth of dusk lingers in the breeze. The flowers rest beside a candle's glow, and the silence feels alive, tender, forgiving, like memory whispering back. By the window, an open book waits beside soft velvet. A candle hums gently, and the pages seem to sigh. Here, between light and stillness, you realize not every memory fades. Some choose to stay, quietly glowing, just like this. Candlelight leans over lace and gold, catching the gleam of pearls and old perfume. The room smells faintly of memory, sweet, quiet, and endless. Outside, the day fades into soft gold, and the window glows like a memory unfolding. Here, even silence has texture, woven through velvet, and the hush of winter's breath. The bar rests in amber stillness. Bottles gleam, and fabric hums in velvet tones. You can almost feel the warmth of voices that once lingered, just beneath the music of the fire. By the window, a candle burns low. The tea grows cool, but peace remains warm. And in that quiet glow, you remember, home is not a place. It's a feeling that never stops waiting for you. The world outside breathes frost, but here, warmth curls in the air. The teacups shimmer beneath lace and dawn, fragile, familiar, like a dream that decided to stay. A drawer hums with old secrets. Pearls rest beside silver and velvet. The light moves slowly, turning every edge into gold, the language of remembering. Soft fabric waits in the basket, their colors mellowed by time. The scent of wood and winter blooms lingers, quiet as the peace of someone's gentle touch. And in the final room, morning unfolds across the bed. Roses breathe softly through the window, and the world stands still, listening to the sound of light that chose to stay. The day drifts in quietly, and the room seems to smile beneath it. Shelves of jars, plants, and lace breathe together in a soft rhythm, the heartbeat of a house that has learned peace. Beside the window, the radio sits like an old friend, still and golden, its silence filled with the hum of yesterday. Blankets fold the air in warmth, like gentle hands saying, "Rest a while." Outside, the light dances on brass and green. The ferns sway as if whispering to the past, and for a moment, the world feels whole, touched only by care. Steam curls beneath the chandelier glow. Lace curtains move like breath. The water shimmers, not in luxury, but in grace. And you realize, this is what time feels like, when it grows soft enough to love.